Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
You're mad, I'm back.
Guess who's back?
He's mad, she's mad.
Guess who's back?
Don't care, stay mad.
And here we go.
What is up, everybody? Hold on. A little dab action. Hey. Welcome to an all-new episode of Nintendo Talk Live. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by the amazing, the awesome, the best co-host on the planet, Mr. Joe Afterwork. What's up, my dude? How you doing?
I gotta chuckle every time. That's funny.
You know, Bobby. We gotta bring it. What's up, Joe? How you doing?
Yes. We're chilling. It's Thursday. It's almost the weekend. I'm very excited.
Listen, we have our first. You and I have our first guest. I've had a million guests on the show prior. Charlotte, PokeCrossing is here. What's up, Charlotte?
Hey, guys. How y'all doing?
I'm so hyped to have you here. Charlotte, listen, I'm a fan. I love you to death. Like, you are... first off, let's start this. Love the accent. The accent always makes me, like, chuckle. After I try to figure out what you say. That's number one.
Number one. And
then number two, just your energy and your spirit is just amazing. I love having you on. So, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm really good, thanks. I mean, it's late, and I am hyped to be here. So hyped.
Well, I appreciate you, coming on. That was number one, because of the fact that, like, it is late for you. When we originally discussed this, you were like, 7 o'clock is like midnight for me, and I don't know if I can do it. I'm like, well, what if I moved it to 6? And you were like, I'm in. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then I got a guest, or then I got a co-host, and I'm like, I better make sure he's good to go, because I didn't even remember that I moved it to 6. And then I find out that you took the day off tomorrow, so it doesn't even matter. Like, we could have just been like partying like a rock star the whole night.
Well, that's it, innit? I might do that after this before we get locked down again.
Extra long weekend. There we go.
So listen,
that's it.
Listen, let's kick this episode off like we do each and every episode. The return of the Geek Outs. Let's go. So basically, if you're new to the show, we used to do this thing where we did Geek Outs, and it's just something that we're hyped about, something we're excited about. Doesn't have to be Nintendo related. It can be anything in the world. Do you guys have Geek Outs, or should I go first?
I mean, I know what mine is for sure.
Well then, Joe, what is your Geek Out for the week?
It's gonna be silly, but Splatoon. I'm hooked.
Ooh.
Officially. I am officially hooked.
Yes.
It took 3 years, but I am all in, and I am loving every second of it. And I have Elizabeth to thank for that.
I love it. You were playing last night. After I got done streaming, I rated you, and then I was like, I gotta show this dude what's up. I gotta jump in for a couple matches and like just wreck shop. And Elizabeth wasn't happy with me. But you know what, Elizabeth? Let me tell you what. I live in the world of Pocket Camp. So I was camping, and I was just living my best life, just taking to you. I learned that from Bad Bit. Bad Bit told me how to camp. So I didn't have to camp before Bad Bit, but now it's a wonderful thing.
Yo, that was some vicious plays. I got you a couple times, but I was like, "Ooh, I'm not on Bobby's level, nowhere near yet." Like, I'm still trying to like feel out weapons.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'm trying to like understand whether or not I need motion for certain things or not. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there, but like I'm going in.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Charlotte,
I'm palling at it.
Are you really? Have you?
Yeah.
How much have you played it?
Not much, because I'm bad. I am really bad.
But
you can be bad together. Come on.
But you can get better at it. Like you should really give it a shot. Like for beginners, this is how I played. When I played Splatoon 1 on the Wii U, I played with the roller, and that's all I used was the roller. Then what I did was I went into single player campaign, and that taught me how to use other weapons. And then I got good with the guns, and then I got like courage enough to play with the guns. The key to the game is, this is the biggest takeaway that you have to learn. Don't focus on people. you're gonna have to kill people once in a while when they come at you, but you focus on the ground. Just you go where your team needs to paint on the ground. If you focus on that, nobody's gonna stop you. Like, you're gonna just rack up points, and at the end of the day, that's where the wins come from. Don't matter if I have 50 kills and you have 1. If you have more paint on the ground than I do, you're gonna win. So.
Right, I'm back at it this weekend.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna get back in there.
Good.
Do it.
Good.
Do
I
it.
might be addicted, and that'll be it at the end of that.
She'll be like, Animal Crossing what? What's Animal Crossing?
What is Animal Crossing?
At least,
Well, then you can make Splatoon-themed villages, islands.
yeah, there you go. Well, she won't have to listen.
Yeah.
Listen, Nintendo will be happy because they won't have to get yelled at every week. Like, when's the next update, Nintendo? Like, they're probably happy that they pushed the Halloween one out because, Joe, did you know that literally every single day she was tweeting at Nintendo saying, like, where's the fall update? She was like, nah, bro, where's the fall
That's
update?
actually pretty amazing.
Dude.
That's,
Yeah, well, they kept dropping stupid stuff like, oh, what do you do when you open up your game? Well, Nintendo, nothing, because you haven't updated it.
She goes, the one day I die, right? I see Nintendo put, like, what's the first thing you do when you open your game? And then here's Charlotte, run to see if you've updated the game yet. I lost it. I was like,
Wow.
they are going to ban you. They're just going to be like, you, get out. It was amazing.
What?
It was
My
amazing.
Nintendo account shut down,
Yes.
taking my Switch off me, game over.
They were just going to be
Why
like,
am I logged out of eShop?
yeah, no. Why? Who are these guys in suits? Who are these 2 Japanese guys with suits on the front door, knocking on the door? Adam opens the door, and they're just like, we need your Switch. Can we take your Switch right now? You're like, no. Like, we're taking the Switch. So
They send it to Bobby's warehouse of like Switches that he owns. He's just
Yeah,
got a whole
yeah.
pile stacked
I
up.
almost bought a Coral Switch today.
Shut up.
I need it. I need the Coral Switch for my collection.
No, you don't.
I do.
You
I
don't
do.
need it.
Then
Oh
I
my
almost bought another Animal Crossing one because I saw that and I'm like, what? This is twice now. I had to literally, before I jumped off the cliff, was just like, whoa, what are you doing? Step back from the cliff and don't do this. Don't do this. So I
I think
took.
you need
Bobby,
to go
good
to like
Bobby.
Nintendo Switch or like Anonymous. You can stand up and be like, I have a problem with buying Nintendo Switches.
Charlotte, what are you geeking out about today? What's your geek out today,
right.
Charlotte?
Oh,
Well, I am hyped on the DLC for Pokemon dropping soon. I am like so stoked for it.
Mhm.
It's unreal. It looks sick.
When's
It
that
looks
drop?
so good. It's like the end of the month, like the 22nd.
Ooh, look at you. Look at you.
I can't wait.
Now it's right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah,
So,
that'll
but
be it.
what do you do when this happens? Do you go Animal Crossing or you go Pokemon?
I'll probably go Pokemon. I've got the day off.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I like. See, this is why I love Charlotte. She's on my level of crazy. This is amazing. Like, if she had the means, I guarantee you she'd have 7 Switches too. Like, she just, But the thing is she's got a boyfriend that's husband now. That's just like, whoa, we got. I need to eat this week, and she's like, listen, there's crackers in there. You know what I mean? Like, there's some biscuits. Go get some biscuits. We're good.
There's some ramen. You're good.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it. To be fair, it was this close to getting one in lockdown, and I was actively encouraging it, but he wouldn't do it.
Oh man, we need to have a conversation with him. We'll straighten
Yeah.
him out. We'll straighten him out. Myself, I am geeking out about one of my best friends in all the land kicked off and started a YouTube channel, Sean Capre, with the Xbox Drive. So, if you guys go search the Xbox Drive on YouTube, please go sub to that channel. Like, we got him over 100 subs now, so he can change his URL now. They haven't done it yet,
Yes.
but he's literally recording while he's driving now. It is insanity. Like, it is so good. And it's like, I can't believe a podcast in a car, A, sounds this good, and B, looks this good. It is insane. I love it. I am a huge fan. It's the only Xbox podcast I listen to. It's the only one that anybody should listen to. It is really good. It is really, really good. And they do such a great job. So, be sure to go check that out.
Yes.
That being said,
Go.
let's move it on. Let's move the show on. And we're going to start the show off with 3 little questions that we start every show off with. They're shot right to the guest. So, Charlotte, what was the first... She's like, yo. What was the first Nintendo console that you ever owned?
The Game Boy Color.
Ooh. How'd you acquire it?
I got it for a present because I got that and Pokemon Blue together. That was like a present I got.
And that's how the love started.
Yeah, that was where it like started. I used to watch like the anime and all that stuff, but then boom, that was where it started. Pokemon Blue, and that's where Squirtle came from because Squirtle was my first starter Pokemon.
And you see what we use as the overlay, right?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've got it. It looks sick.
That's why I was like, hey, Charlotte, who's your favorite Nintendo character in the world? And she's like, Squirtle. I was like, that's all I need. Thank you. My question is, though, Blue, what was it? Red and Blue were the very first ones, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you get it after the show launched? Like, you didn't get it at launch, then you got this after the show and everything?
Yeah, I think. Well, I can't really remember which order it happened in, but I like watched the anime and the Pokemon cards got really big in the UK at one point as well.
Okay.
And then I got the Game Boy and the game, and it was all just from there. It just kind of spiraled into here I am now at 28, still playing Pokemon.
It's okay. We'll get into some of that. What was the first Nintendo console that you bought with your own money?
The Nintendo DS. That's the first one I
Nice.
bought.
So someone enjoys handheld gaming quite a bit, it seems.
Well, yeah, but I won't tell you what home consoles I was playing because they're not suitable for the Nintendo podcast.
Thank you. I know already. I know how you UK people work, and I'm not proud of it. I'm not happy with it. It's bad enough I got this guy on the show who's the same as you, like across the board. Same home consoles, same handheld consoles. It makes me sick.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It makes me very sick to my stomach to hear this. But we'll let it go. I love you. That's why I'm gonna let it go. So,
Douche.
what's your favorite Nintendo console?
Honestly, at the minute, I think the Switch. Like, I think I'm really, really enjoying the Switch, and I think it's the mix now between having it as a home console but being able to take it away. That's like a game changer for me because I definitely think on some of the portable consoles like handhelds, you lose a little bit of like gameplay, don't you? Sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So now you've got the good balance. I'm obsessed, but not as obsessed as you, Bobby.
Oh, really? No, wait a minute. You're wait.
Out, though.
I'm only obsessed in owning the actual consoles. You might be a little bit more obsessed with the game itself.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, all right. So the thing is this. I want to kind of. I mean, people know you for Animal Crossing, and I think that they should know you for Animal Crossing because that's basically what you do right now. And for those that don't know, she does some of the most amazing like builds there are. Like in terms of like, she actually was the first person that I saw start going in and building houses and yards. Like she created Happy Home Designer for herself. She started going out and like building these yards for all the animals. So every villager that she had living there, she started going like, what would this character be? Boom, 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 and then just started to it and had fun with it. That's actually what got me watching your stuff because I was like, I like this. I like this a lot.
Huh.
So
thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I like it. I think it adds a bit more character to my island.
I agree.
For sure.
I agree. But let's delve into Pokemon a little bit. Have you played every Pokemon game there has been?
Pretty much. I had a break, kind of round when the 3DS came out, because I was at university, so I had a bit of a break from gaming full stop.
Mm-hmm.
But I played it kind of like all the stuff up to that, and then obviously now Sword and Shield I've been playing.
So, I think it was Ryan for the win I had on, and he too was a Pokemon fan. But he started to get in and talk about how he wasn't happy with Sword and Shield so much because of the changes. What's your take on Sword and Shield?
Yeah, I mean, to start with, it was a little bit lackluster. I'm not gonna lie. They stripped loads of Pokemon back, which I wasn't as bothered about or so I thought. But the first Switch game, it's just a bit lacking. And like the wild area and stuff like that's really empty, or it feels really empty as you're wandering around. There's not really a lot going off, and like the Pokemon just kind of like pop in, like you're just walking and it just pops there. So there's loads of stuff that they could definitely do. When you look at games like Breath of the Wild, for example, and how they do it, and then you look at Pokemon, it definitely is lacking. But I do think the 2 expansion packs have definitely like added more back in, so it feels like a little bit more complete now.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely think like they need to really take it up a notch if they're gonna kind of go Gen 9. They really need to kind of take it up a notch, else they're just gonna start getting left. I think, because I think it's appealing to like newer players, but if you've played from the start, it's not, for me, it's not making big enough changes. Like there should be more depth to it, and it just needs to kind of use the console for what it's there for. I really think Sword and Shield just kind of scratched the surface for me with what the Switch is capable of. So I was a little bit disappointed. It's not my favorite. I'm not gonna lie.
Joe, you played a lot of it, and you're a Pokemon fan as well. What, like, are you on the same page, or you feel a little differently, or?
Yeah, I was like, I'm half and half. So like, I enjoyed the story for what it was, and I kind of went in with like lower expectations. So I think like towards the end of it, I enjoyed it for what it was. And I really like the concept of that like open field where it's just that giant area. I forget what they call it now at this point, but like that's where you're traversing to catch a lot of the Pokemon. And you know, you've got your level caps and everything
Wildlands,
like that.
right?
You're going
Is it the
for
Wildlands?
Thank you. It's been a minute. But yeah, I do agree with like the natural spawning of like Pokemon. Like you would think you'd just go walk around and you'd see like a Rattata walk around, but instead they kind of pop up like Pokemon Go, and it's just like, all right, I'm here. Okay, I'm not.
Yeah.
Instead of like watching the wild horses come by, like in Breath of the Wild. That's actually a really, really good point. Like that felt more natural and more just like that's how nature should be, sort of thing. And I feel like maybe when the next one comes out, and they get the second shot and they get more time to actually do a Switch version of this game, that we'll kind of see that grow a little bit more. The limitations on the Pokemon didn't bother me as much, but when they started showing Pokemon on the anime that weren't in the game but were in the region on the anime, just in particular, I'm like Dragonite's one of my favorite Pokemon. I love Dratini, Dragonair, Dragonite. It's like that there's something special about that Pokemon to me since Gen 1. And when I saw that in the anime, I was like, wait, but it's not even in the game. And finally it's coming into the pack a full year later. I was like, oh, thank you. Like, come on,
finally.
dude. Don't do this to me. So it was like little decisions like that irked me, but like, I'm not going to go out and blast, Pokemon Company for not having it in the game. Like, I get it. There's certain things that were rushed, and plus they were trying to finish up Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon while this was happening all at the same time. So teams were split, resources were kind of just like everywhere. Yeah.
And to be fair, personally, I feel like this game was not built for the Switch. This game feels a lot like a 3DS game on steroids. Where it feels like they were starting for a 3DS game, then the Switch started, they were like, okay, let's pivot a little bit, start doing this stuff. I think the next true mainline game might actually start to change things up a little bit and give a feel. Because, like, for me, the thing is I never played Pokemon. Like, when Pokemon hit, I was just a little too... Let me explain. When Pokemon hit, I was just a little too old for it. Stop it!
We can't hear you.
It comes full circle.
Charlotte,
Stop
did you hear something?
Nah, I didn't hear anything. What was this show called again?
Just wait a second. Would you two shut up? I can't deal with you two. I really don't like you two anymore. I'm it started pre-ramble before the show even began. You two started. I'm gonna separate you both and send you to your own corners. The thing is like. So when Pokemon hit, I was just a little too old for it. Like, it was at that age where it was just like, that's for kids. That's for little kids. I can't play that. And then not long after that, I kind of stopped gaming altogether. Like, probably another 5 years later, I stopped gaming altogether. And then I came back with the Wii. The Wii brought me back. And then at that point, it was like, all right, I'm not messing with this stuff. I might as well just keep going the way it was going. Pokemon Go was what actually sucked me in. And I was like, wait a minute. Okay, I kind of get a feel for this. I kind of like this a little bit. I want actual something with substance, though, because I'm just running around catching Pokemon and I don't understand everything. I dabbled with X and Y just a bit. It was too much for me. I just couldn't figure out the full gist of what was happening, what was going on. So this game, Sword and Shield, I jumped in. And I bought Sword and Shield. And I actually beat the game. I actually enjoyed it, and I liked it a lot. So I think ultimately what their game plan, their idea was, it actually worked on me. I think that they now need to find a way moving forward to start to appease you guys, which are the longtime fans, and now the new fans that they have. Because I am a fan now. Like, I literally like the game a lot. And I'm to the point where I'm like, I haven't bought the expansion, but I keep thinking in the back of my head, like, man, I'd love to go back and play more. Like, I enjoyed my time with it. I thought the Wildlands were a lot of fun. I liked raiding with people. Like, we would get to stream together, and people would jump in.
Oh, man,
raids are good.
Oh, the raids were
are
great,
good.
man. And we would stream, and I'd have like 4 people jump, or 3 other people jumping in, and we're taking down. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
I will say one thing about the raids, and it's the only negative thing I'll say about the raids. I stopped only because there were raids where you couldn't keep the Pokemon.
Oh, I didn't come across it.
Yeah.
That was the Mewtwo one.
That irked me so bad. That turned
Really?
me off. I think that's literally why I stopped playing. You just reminded me why.
It's terrible.
Yeah. I was like, what's the point of this raid?
Makes sense.
I went through all this trouble.
We have questions from the chat, and chat keep putting questions in as we go along. If I don't read it, just keep popping up occasionally. But there are questions, so I want to kind of dive into these as well because we're having a great conversation. I want to keep going with it. Watcher Girl asked, do you think that there will be a Gen 4 remake of it for the Switch?
100%. I think it's going to come next year because it's the Diamond and Pearl anniversary next year. The 15th year anniversary,
Okay.
I want to say. So I would expect if they're going to do it, it'll come next. I mean, that was in a pre-COVID world. I think that
Yeah.
was the plan.
Okay.
How pushed back that has been now, I don't know.
I think down the road, but I'm still under the thought process that the Let's Go series is going to be how they approach the older games and have them brought over for the Switch. I think that was more than just an experiment with Pokemon Pikachu and Eevee. I thought this year it was going to happen, but maybe it's next year that they do Silver and Gold and Silver, a version of Let's Go, and then eventually get to Gen 3 and Gen 4 through the Let's Go series stuff.
Yeah. Let's Go.
I wouldn't mind a Let's Go, like the Gold and Silver, because that's my favorite of the whole series is
So good.
Pokemon Gold.
Is that the second gen or is that?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
second gen.
Okay. That's Jotun?
Yeah.
Johto, yeah.
Don't mess with
Johto.
me. I know my stuff.
No,
Don't mess
hey,
with me,
hey,
man.
hey, you
I got
that.
it now.
You got that.
We're coming.
You got it.
got
You're a
that.
Pokemon
pro.
Guru coming out. Here we go.
Look at that.
Ashley Cox asked, "What do you?" And I'll put a twist on it. She basically asked, like, "Do you see something happening for the 25th anniversary next year?" But what I would do is put a little spin on it. Pokemon is really good with anniversaries and doing stuff, and the truth of the matter is, they always like. Every version gets special editions and all that stuff. Do you see something happening next year? And if it was your, like, if Nintendo was to come to you and said, hey, Charlotte, if you ran Nintendo, what is one thing that you would do that you would put out for Pokemon? What would you want?
Well, I mean, that's a big question to ask, isn't it? Because in an ideal world, I want a game that is Breath of the Wild, but Pokemon.
Mhm.
That is what I want. Like,
Yeah.
ultimate, open world, literally. I'd actually like the ability, I mean, this is pushing the boat out now, for all of the regions to be, like, past regions, so you can like visit it. You know, like the second gen, you could go back to first gen, like go back to Kanto. I'd love to see the whole thing, almost like an anniversary edition for the Switch, open world, boom. Oh, it'd be sick. But Nintendo, don't listen to me. I'm blocked.
You're not blocked yet. You're not blocked. Stop it. Stop it. What about you, Joe? What's something that you would want from?
Oh man, I mean, this is gonna sound really weird, and it's sort of similar along the lines of like Charlotte, but like with a mix of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, where it's like you're the Pokemon, but it's this open world, and there are different dungeons, and you're dungeon crawling, but not in the sense of like top down, step by step by step. You're actually like third person action, 3D action, playing as the Pokemon. It could be something in relation to like how all the Pokemon games have a lore that connect together, and like, you know, you can introduce backstories to kind of flesh out certain Pokemon a little bit more, especially with the legendaries and how they have all these backstories, and like everyone seems to know that, like the super hardcore like really know like all the crazy lore to these legendaries, and I'm just like, wait, who's what? Who's the original? Like, it's so lost on me. And you can like find different like, you know, you can read the Pokedex, and like there's different stories for every Pokemon each generation, but like there's something there that you can really just mess around with.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Yeah, like almost like almost like it's similar to Hyrule Warriors, but like Pokemon Warriors, and get crazy with it.
I think Churong is on to something. First off, thank you, Churong, for the $4.99 super chat. But he says open world MMO Pokemon, and I can die happy. Dude, me even as not even a Pokemon like super fan, I could even get behind something like that. Like that would be really cool to be like, hey, we're gonna release, you know, because that's how they could kind of create these remakes, sort of. Like, here is, you know, Kanto, and like here's the Kanto region. Everybody goes and they plays in Kanto. We've talked about this in the past before, Joe. Like, I think when I first started to think Switch, my idea was give me a region, a new region, right? And this is the region, and the only thing really in that region are the new Pokemon. Then you go, hey, here's an expansion pack. Here's Kanto. And you can kind of go back and replay Kanto kind of, and have your own, and go search for the Pokemon there. Then Johto opens up, and then like they start to open up all these different regions, and they actually, it's all part of your world map, and you go around the quasi world, becoming the Grand Master and the champion. Like that would be, to me, that would be awesome. Like it would be a lot of fun. And if they were to do it in like an MMO style, where like, hey, maybe you guys are playing and I'm playing, we walk across each other, we can have our own little battles within, you know?
That would be so sick. In fact, I'll tweet Nintendo right now and ask him.
You're begging to get blocked.
I mean, you can even set up like standards, like and this is only because I've recently started redabbling back into Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, good lord. Why?
And like you can have like, you know, guilds and teams of people together as a group, a party, go in on like a Mount Moon dungeon together, and like at the end there's like a super giant Golbat or something, or like a golem in there that you have to defeat in order to make it through, or like there's a giant, you know, a pack of Team Rocket people in there that you have to just like go up against, but you need 4 people with minimum level Pokemon at like this particular level or something like that.
And like
crazy with
and like doing legit raids, like, you know what I mean? Like here's your Breath of the Wild world. You're going out and you're just going into the wild, and like there's a Snorlax that's like a beast mode, and like all of you guys have to like jump on it together and take it down. And like maybe it's something where it's like, hey man, maybe it's not just the 4 people in your team. Maybe you need to team up with another team to take them down, you know? And like you have multiple teams, and like, because Joe, I think you played Pokemon Go, but how much Pokemon Go did you play, Charlotte?
Quite a lot. I played it loads because I got dead into it. Like I got to the point where I was like meant to be going food shopping. I'm like, oh, there's somehow I'm like running across the Asda car park to get a bloody Pokemon.
I was doing the same stuff. I was literally, I'd get out of work and I would be like, I'd hit my Facebook groups and see like who's raiding in the area. I'd be like, I'm on my way. And like I would just shoot over and like start raiding with people and stuff. Like, but that was kind of cool because you would have like 20 people raiding together, and it was like, you know, you're all kind of in your own little worlds, and it didn't matter what team you were on. Like I could have been yellow, and you were blue, and Joe was red, and like we could all team up and work together, and like whoever had the most team members there got more of the bonuses. But like it was just kind of cool to have that whole thing, and then everybody could try to catch the Pokemon. You know what I mean? Like that could be something that they kind of were to put into an MMO type thing. Oh my god, this idea is just fantastic. I'm not even
So good.
I'm not even a Pokemon fan.
We
and I'm
just
like,
pitched a Pokemon game, basically.
yeah, pretty much, right? Like, come on, Nintendo, watch this. We will give you stuff.
Come on, Nintendo.
Like that would be.
Don't worry, guys. I'll sort it out. I've got contacts.
Listen, tweeting out into the void is not contacts. She's just like, I'd be like yelling out the window right now, like Nintendo, Nintendo, we need this Pokemon game. Can we have it? Maybe they'll get back to us a little bit, Charlotte. We'll wait and see what happens later on.
When they come and take my Switch off me, I'll tell them.
Exactly. Remember the Wii commercial where the two Japanese guys would go to people's door and they knock on the door like, we would like to play?
Man.
That was the whole thing? Yeah, we would like to play.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do, Charlotte. We would like our Switch back.
Jeez.
Jesus. Like, yeah, because Trunk's saying, like, could you imagine, like, a World of Warcraft level raids, but with Pokemon? Like, dude, it could be something special.
So ambitious. Who would do that? What?
Go to
I
Blizzard.
feel like they'd have to outsource us.
Go to Blizzard.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a relationship. See, that's the thing. This whole Nintendo has this relationship with these different companies. You know what I mean? Like, why not go to a Blizzard and go like, hey, man, listen, can you make this for it? Well, I mean, Nintendo doesn't. Pokemon would actually be the ones that do it. But, like, Nintendo could be the go-between to be like,
they
hey.
can kind of, exactly.
They can kind of lay the groundwork. What about...
Be the middle guy.
Exactly. What about Snap 2? How you feeling about that?
I'm excited. I am, like, pretty excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm pretty stoked. When I watched that whole like little Pokemon Direct, that was like the best thing I took away from that. So I am stoked, but we'll see what it's like when it gets here, because I get overhyped about these things and then ultimately end up disappointed.
Yeah, true. True. What about you, Joe? What's your...
I think for me it'll be a nostalgia thing because I remember playing the ever-loving crap out of Pokemon Snap.
Mm-hmm.
I rented it from Blockbuster a few times just to keep playing the same thing and find all the hidden Pokemon that you would go through and like try to like get them to pop out. So for me, it's more a nostalgia thing. I'm gonna pick it up regardless, and it's just gonna be a fun, chill game. Like it's Pokemon Snap. If anybody's ever played the 64 version of that, like it's nice, it's relaxing. It does get a little difficult to like try to capture certain Pokemon, but like it's a very chill game. Like that is a game you can relax to.
Okay, here's the thing. I never played Pokemon Snap, so correct me if I'm wrong. It's basically you're riding in like a cart or something, or you're walking, I guess, and you just take pictures of different Pokemon, right?
Yeah, it's on rails. Yeah.
But does that catch them per se, or are you just taking pictures?
Yeah, your main mission. I don't know if it was Todd his name in Pokemon. I forget his name, but you're that kid from the anime, I believe.
Okay.
And you're taking the photos, and you're just basically trying to catch all of them. But if I remember correctly, and I could be totally remembering this wrong, but like there's certain things that you can throw to get them to come out or something like that. I don't think it was like straight up Pokeballs. It was like certain. Tracy, did I say Todd? I guess I was really wildly off, but I just remember poofy brown hair. I think that was the kid, that you actually were. But like
you know more than me, so that's fine.
Rails.
You're doing good. You're doing good because I have no clue. So just
it's been a minute, but like I oh man, dude, I rented that every weekend. I was at my grandmother's. Blockbuster. I need to rent Pokemon Snap. Let's go. Play it through the whole weekend.
I miss Blockbuster.
Oh man, R.I.P. The last one went down, right?
Yeah, the last one they finally closed here in the States.
Oh man, poor one for.
You had what? You had Blockbuster in the UK?
Yeah, we had Blockbuster, and I used to like Oh, I told you this story before when I used to go get the PS1 games and then copy them
That's
onto
right.
CD discs.
That's right. Oh my God. That's right. You did tell me that. What
You can throw apples. That's what it was. I was
Yeah.
like, I remember you could throw something at them.
Yeah. What? Okay, so here, because I don't. Okay, this is just a culture thing. I'm just curious. So, did you have like, was Blockbuster your only video stores, or did you have like mom and pop shops too?
Well, I live in a pretty small town, so we really only had Blockbuster,
Okay.
and I think Blockbuster was like the main thing when I was a kid. We
Yeah.
always used to go on like a Saturday night. But yeah, we didn't really have any other. I think there was some shops would have like a little like section within them
Yeah.
where you could like hire some of the more like popular stuff, but it was Blockbuster was like your go-to.
Yeah. What about you, Joe?
For me, yeah, I mean, there's mom and pop shops where I'm kind of spoiled
Yeah.
in the city, but yeah, no, there was mom and pop shops around me. Like most of the time when I would visit my grandmother on the weekends, my aunt would take me everywhere where she would have to go, and then we would either go to like after like a Kmart, we would end up going to like one of the St. Mark's places that had like mom and pop shops. Nowadays, like that's like almost non-existent, but there's a couple that I know through Akuma that still exist. So
Really?
I will definitely be visiting them once this is all over.
That's crazy. But the-
That is crazy. That's cooler.
So when I was a kid, this is story time with Bobby now. When I was a kid, there was a video store called Orbit Video that when it first opened, they had Betamax videos. Then they got VHS. And we had a Betamax at first, and then we had the VHS as well. So, but I remember my dad, it was every Friday night, my dad would be like, okay, he'd call in a pizza because the local place had like, it was a little shopping center, and it had a pizza place and Orbit Video. So he would call in a pizza, and then we would go down to Orbit Video, and he'd be like, okay, because it would take like 45 minutes. It was so busy. It was the place to be. We go to Orbit Video. The place is packed with people. It's the only video store in the area. We'd go in, and like you're seeing your friends you went to school with and stuff, like they're all there. And they're all doing the same thing. They're all getting a pizza from what's called Three Brothers. You get a pizza, and then you're getting, your stuff, and then you're going home. So my dad used to be like, okay, you and your brother pick a movie together. And then my dad would get a movie for him. And then depending on the movie, like, was it questionable for us or was it something we could watch alone, he'd be like, go get another one. And then, because if it was so like there was movies like, there was Chuck Norris movies and stuff that he would be like, I need to watch it first. So he would watch it, and then if he was like, okay, you guys can, like if there was no nudity in it and stuff, he'd be like, okay, you guys can watch it. If there was nudity, he'd be like, we're going to watch it together. So Saturday morning we would watch it together, and then he'd be like, he'd pause it and be like, go to your room. And we get up and leave the room and go to our rooms, and he'd watch through it, and then he'd call us back in, and we come back in and sit down and watch it. The guys, like, they're killing people. They're cutting each other's heads off and stuff. And it's like, you're worried about the nudity. Okay, Dad. Like, come on. That's the worst of this. So, but then when
Bobby.
yeah, but then when video games came out, it was like, hey, you get a game, and then you get a movie, and then that would be the kind of the same thing. But the funny thing is, me and my brother would fight over the games. Because he didn't like good games, man. He just hated all the crap. It was like my brother was Jamsy, like just bad games in his life. And I couldn't take it. So it was crazy. So I would like, it got to the point where I was like, listen, I'll get the game, you pick the movie. And then he would just pick bad movies. And then it's got to the point where we were just constantly fighting all the time. So it's just like, I can't win here with this kid. This kid's picking bad movies. Like, and it'd be something like, we just watched it last week. Why do you want to watch it again? He's like, because I want to watch it. I'm like, oh. And my dad would finally be like, go get something new. Would you stop it? Like so. So that's my video game, or my video movie remembrance. Let's move into a little bit of like here and now. Did you guys watch the Treehouse live this week?
I have not yet.
Really?
No, I've caught up on
Yeah.
it, but I've not watched. I didn't watch it live.
Okay. I mean, I watched some of it live, and then I just started watching some of it, whatever. I'll be downloading the Pikmin 3 demo tonight because I want to check out I want to check out the controls on this thing. Which Joe, you and I kind of talked about a little bit last week. Like, it's probably my biggest concern of like, how did they do this with these controls?
Yeah.
They didn't. What I saw anyway, and I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, please chat. Please correct me. But I didn't see anything where we're using the Joy-Cons kind of like the Nunchuck Wiimote type thing.
Now, I believe there's gyro controls for this.
I believe there are as well. But it was also something weird where, like, and Charlotte, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was kind of like you're moving the right stick around to aim where you wanted them to go.
Yeah.
And then you would, like, press the A to toss them.
Toss them at the, like, that, I don't know, it was like a rock thing, wasn't it? That they were throwing them at.
What has me a little worried about that type of controls, not so much in the beginning of the game, but when you're in boss battles, that's going to be I feel like it's going to be a little convoluted with it. That's why I want to play the demo so bad, to see kind of like what they give us, what they don't. Charlotte, have you ever played this game before?
No, I've not played it before, so I was like, I've obviously kept an eye on as it's like, we've seen the trailers and stuff. So I definitely want to try the demo and see how I feel, because it looks good. I don't know why I've never played it before. So I'm pretty excited to try it. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how I get on with it. I might be appalling at it. Might be good at it.
It's actually a lot of fun. I love.
It does look fun. It looks like a good game.
I loved 3. I really did. 1 and 2, they were a lot harder, and I don't know. I just never got into them. I played a little bit on the Wii. But Joe, are you going to get the demo? What's your thoughts on all this?
Yeah, I actually wanted to download it yesterday, and slipped my mind completely. So thank you for bringing that back up, because I need to do that after this.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I plan on picking it up. I plan on playing it because, I mean, we were talking about it last week when it dropped on Wii U. I have it on there. It's like I have a bunch of games on Wii U that I like half played and I still need to go back on. But they keep coming out on Switch, so I'm just like, all right, well, here we go. Let me just
why boot up the Wii U? We got this.
You know, I mean, even though my Wii U is connected and everything, it's just like, it's one less thing I need to like pull out every time. So I'll just spend the $60 on it.
For those that don't know, for those that aren't really sure what Pikmin is basically, this particular game is, you are in a rocket ship, you crash land on a planet, and everything is overgrown, everything is bigger, think Honey, I Shrunk the Kids type mentality in that world.
It's actually accurate.
Yeah, and then what happens is you come off your ship and you spot these little creatures, and they respond to you and help you do things. So then, like, there's different color Pikmin. There's, like, red and blue and black, which are, like, rocks, and, like, yellow. And each one has their own little task of what they can do. Like, the red ones, they're good against fire. Fire doesn't hurt them, but they'll drown in water. And then, like, the blue ones, they can swim through water, but they can't withstand fire. Yellow ones are, like, for electricity. And then the object is you try to accumulate as many Pikmin as you can, and it runs through a day-night cycle. So you run through this cycle of, like, you have to have your tasks done by the time it hits nighttime. But mainly the tasks it's a twofold task. One is you need to get enough fruit back to the ship in order to create juice to survive. The second task is to find your whole crew, get your ship put back together to fly off and go do what you want to do. So, to me, it's a real chill game, but I know a lot of people are like, this is not chill at all. This is frantic, you know? But I feel that's where I think 3 is different than 1 and 2. 1 and 2 I felt were very frantic. 3 I felt like was very laid back, because you kind of had, as long as you kept finding fruit and you stockpiled your fruit, you're okay. And it's a lot of fun, man. You get to certain areas and it's like kind of puzzle-esque, like where you have to like get across this area that's water, and like how do you get across there, and you have to like use certain Pikmin to get there, and then like it's really kind of cool. It's a lot of fun. So I think if you don't have the game, definitely check it out. The one thing I did like, Joe, that they added I don't think it's online though. They did add couch co-op multiplayer to it, so two people can actually play at once with a split screen, and they
That's
can go
pretty
at
cool.
it. Yeah, that was kind of cool. That makes it kind of fun. It is not a chill game. What have you been speaking about? Well, Alan, Alan, the truth of the matter is you're a little high strung, my friend, and you're not very good at games. So I don't know what to tell you. It's I feel like the music and listen. By the way, Alan was part of the Geek cast with me, Holly, and Toby. So we have a long history together. It's okay.
Shots fired.
He knows I love him. He's from Scotland. They can take it. They're used to it.
Oh, I like Scotland.
I don't like Scotland, so we're fine. I'm kidding. I love Scotland.
I mean, it's not Yorkshire, but it's all right.
This is true. It's all right. It's all right. But why I call it kind of a chill game, it's just the music is real peaceful and soothing, and I just had a very chill time with it. It was a lot of fun for me. So then we move into Age of Calamity.
Ooh.
And we did see a little more. Are you okay if we talk about this, Joe? Or are you a little bit like you don't want to?
I'm so excited.
Okay.
Oh no, please talk about it. I don't care if it gets spoiled for me.
They announced two more characters. I forget their names though. It's the two characters that work in the lab. In Breath of the Wild, they're the old people that work in the lab. I think they're brother and sister, if I'm not mistaken.
I know who you're talking about. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up for you right now.
Well, Impa was a different character that they announced at Tokyo Game Show. That was young Impa at a Tokyo Game Show. This is new characters that they announced in the Treehouse Live episode. But dude, everything I see just gets me so hyped. Like it is
so good.
Robbie and Pyrrha.
That's it. There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
Got you.
There it is. That's why Joe's here. Joe's here to supply the good looks and the brains, so we're good. As long as that's 90% of the show, we're good to go. But like for me, like I just can't wait for this. I am so excited. Like I don't know. Have you played a Warriors game before, Charlotte?
No, I haven't played Hyrule Warriors. I used to play Dynasty Warriors all the time when I was a kid.
Okay.
Okay. So I am pretty psyched to have that style of gameplay mixed with like Zelda. Mm-hmm. I am like mind blown.
It's gonna be awesome. It's really gonna be awesome.
Specials.
Oh my god, dude! Oh my god,
those specials are insane. I saw a clip of it yesterday for Zelda where she pulls out the Sheikah slate and just like wipes out the entire Yiga clan. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's dope, man. It really is. Like to me, like I don't know that I would want to go through a prequel Zelda game. Like, and this to me is the perfect fit for a prequel.
Yeah.
You know, like you just go in and you're just godlike wrecking people. Like honestly, in the original Hyrule Warriors, that's what made me want to play not as Zelda, but as Sheik. Because, dude, Sheik was amazing in that game. Like just wrecking people, and I was like, dude, I love this. Like I want a Sheik game. Like, and Sheik is Zelda. For spoilers, if you don't know, Sheik is Zelda. But I just wanted like a Sheik game, and I was like, "This is unbelievable. She is so badass. Like, bring it, you know." So I would, I would love that so much.
It seems like they're getting better at like Nintendoizing the Zelda series, the Hyrule Warriors series. Well, sorry, Nintendoizing the Warriors series and getting better and better. Like we were talking a little bit about this last week, but like from Hyrule Warriors to Fire Emblem Warriors to now back to another Hyrule Warriors game, like it just seems like they're getting more and more comfortable with what this style is. Yeah. And I'm sure it was even not easier, but like the development process was probably a little bit lighter because you have the map there already from Breath of the Wild. Mm-hmm. It's that map. You just need more story and characters and like what would this place have looked like 100 years prior?
Jojo, I'm going to answer this because I'm sure there's other people that might not know. Jojo's asking, what is Treehouse Live? Treehouse Live is typically a thing they used to do during E3. So they would do the announcements, like the direct, and then they would go through 3 days of Treehouse Live. And Treehouse Live was like 6 hours to 8 hours a day, where they would just sit there and go over the new games and play them. What they've done because of COVID, they've kind of rolled out Treehouse Live again, where I think the last time they did this was... What was the last game they did?
Dude, I don't even think they did one this year.
Yeah, they did.
I feel like this was the first
Nah,
one.
they did one like a month ago. Oh my god. My mind went blank. I'll have to look it up. But this is the second one that they did. And this one was 2 games. Oh, it was Paper Mario. Paper Mario they did one.
Oh, really? They
Yeah.
did Paper Mario?
Yeah, they did Paper Mario, and people were like, "That's it, that's it." But this one they did 2 games.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
there we go.
And basically what they're doing is they're kind of showing you how to play the game and all that. So they started with Pikmin 3, showed off quite a bit on how to play it, and then they rolled into Hyrule Warriors. I'm with you, man. The first one was really dope. Where the first one was, okay, we got this on the Wii U. I remember when they announced it on the Wii U, and people were like, "Who? What is this?" And like a lot of people, it sold well. It did really well. They brought it over to the Switch. I bought it again. I put some time into it, but not as much as I did on the Wii U. Gotta tell you, playing as Ganon, unreal. Like, that is, dude, so good. You're just destroying everybody. I loved it. But then I played Fire Emblem Warriors, and I didn't complete that one. I did complete the original Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U, but I didn't complete or Fire Emblem Warriors. I want to go back and play it again because
finish it.
It was good, man. My time with it was really good. So now I'm really hyped for this one. This will be good.
That's one of those where the story is like good.
Yeah.
Like they got the story down on that one.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. I was taken aback.
Yeah.
Like, that's what got me excited to actually go through and play Hyrule Warriors when it dropped on the Switch.
Yeah.
Because I had the 3DS version of it, and I was like, oh, okay, this is cool, but I never, like, really fully finished it.
Yeah.
That, and there was a lot of stuttering and frame drops on it, so I was just like, okay, I think I'm gonna wait.
Yeah. Brittany, if your brother is obsessed with Fire Emblem, he should get Fire Emblem Warriors. It is so good. It is a Fire Emblem story, but with the Warriors world. And what I loved about it, what they did really well with Fire Emblem Warriors, was you would play the game, and before you started the battle, you kind of set up like you do in a Fire Emblem game. And you would say, like, okay, up here are some, like, horse troops, you know what I mean? Like, so we're going to go out with spears and stuff, so we need to, like, set up our spear group up here, and then we need arrows. Archers are going to be on the right side, and we can flank in, and, like, so it's all this strategy stuff. And then as you're battling, you can easily, boom, switch between characters, which is amazing. And it was such nice upgrades, I felt like, to that game compared to Hyrule Warriors. They're not showing us everything. Man, I want to see all the goodies, all the additional gameplays, because that's what, like, in the original Hyrule Warriors, they created the original Zelda map, and, like, what you would do is you would make your moves through the map, and then, like, every time you went, it was like a different, like, they would put you in a battle scene and go, like, okay, these are the things you need to accomplish in order to beat this square on the map. And the idea is you're playing the original Zelda overhead, but then in the world you're playing like Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors, yeah.
So good.
That was
man.
like a different mode, right? That was like
story
its own
mode
separate
or
thing.
something like that. I forget
Like-
what they
like-
called it. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a really cool idea.
And then they put out additional maps. Like, they created these other maps and stuff. Like, oh, so good, man. Game is deep.
Just gonna be epic.
The game is deep. What else? Okay, so what are you? Oh, you know what? We had another question. Do either of you guys think we're going to get like a 35th anniversary Switch of Mario for 35th anniversary? Do you see something like
For
that
your
happening?
bank account, I hope not. For your bank account's sake.
Why? Listen. That is rude, man. My bank account is fine. It's okay. It's all right. We can handle a couple more switches. We're okay. We're all right.
Jeez. Oh, that was great. That was great.
This will be the last time that Charlotte is on this show. I can assure you that. This will be enjoy the show now because this is it. She's never coming back.
It'll be like disconnected. Oh, I don't know what happened to Charlotte. She must be having Wi-Fi issues.
Charlotte disappeared. I don't know what happened. Sorry. No, we love Charlotte. Charlotte will come back. We'll get her back.
Oh man.
But yeah, I think I'm surprised we didn't get one.
Yeah,
but I don't know whether maybe COVID had something to do with that. I don't know how much of an effect that's had or how early they would have had to put that into production. So I'm surprised we didn't get one.
Charlotte, let's.
Yeah.
As we're up on an hour, but you have time, right? We can go a little bit longer, right?
Oh yeah, I don't need to go anywer. I got tomorrow off. I can be here till 6 a.m.
She's like, here comes the liquor. We're gonna start partying it up. Let's talk Animal Crossing, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
so,
go for it.
What's your take on the update you begged for? Literally, how do you feel about it?
I mean, I wouldn't really classify it as a fall update. I would personally classify it as a Halloween update.
Yeah.
So I feel it was missold to me. And I might actually ring one of them PPI helpline people. Like, were you missold an Animal Crossing update? Get your compensation here. I might ring one of them. I'm telling you, Nintendo's blocking me.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
But no, like.
Okay, so that aside, the fact that you are just loco as hell, and that's what or I'm sorry, the proper way is loca. The fact that you are loca as hell, Joe knows what I'm talking about over there. The fact that is the case, what did you think about the Halloween update? I should have said.
Yeah, Halloween update is sick. I love the items. I love the pumpkins.
Mm-hmm.
I do actually really like it.
Yeah.
I don't time travel, so I don't know what's actually coming up for the Halloween night itself. I've tried to avoid any spoilers on YouTube or whatever because I do like to experience it as it kind of comes.
Yeah, I'm
but
with you.
As like for the items and stuff, I really, really like it. I think it's probably one of the better seasonal updates, if in the sense of like an event update. I think it's one of the better ones. Yeah. For Halloween, not fall.
So you don't time travel at all?
No, not even for building.
Ooh. Oh. That's interesting. That's interesting as a content creator. Going into this game, I was like, never. I don't time travel. I don't do any of that. But when it got to the point where when it took me 12 days to do my museum, I was like, we're done. We're done here. I can't literally go through this again. Like, this is nuts. I'm speed building. I'm literally recording for 20 minutes every day. And I'm coming home from work, and I'm running back here to record, so that way all the footage is during the daytime at the same time. I was like, this is madness. This is just, I'm not doing this anymore. So, I'm loving the Halloween stuff. I love the candy aspect of just buying a piece a day. We're good with that. Yeah, I love the idea of, like, you buy that specialty item, but then you can also, it's a specialty item, but then you get you get to craft it as well when you get the DIYs. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Yeah, the items are amazing. Like, I love the items. So good. Like the little light up pumpkins at night. My island looks sick now.
So Argo is saying, I really like the Halloween update, but why in the world would they put the really good items to be released on Halloween night?
Yeah, that is true.
I don't understand this whole mess of an update. Like, even the fact of, like, I was saying this to Holly the other day on Breaking Bells. I was like, even the fact of, like, just the pumpkins. Like, that would be so cool to take some of this stuff and have it in the fall and, like, turn it so that way the jack-o'-lanterns aren't showing and you just have pumpkin stuff. Like,
yeah.
Dude, there's some... I love the hay bale with the 2 pumpkins.
Oh yeah, that's sick. But you need to have an option to not have a jack-o'-lantern face on it.
Yes, because what if I just want to have pumpkins during the fall season? Like,
yes,
like in September or even in November. Like, seriously, like I might want to have these things in November out as well, and I gotta have a jack-o'-lantern sitting there.
Yeah. Like the items are good, but they are like so restricted. So when it comes to Halloween night and we get all the really, really good ones, and then it's like, now what do I do with them? Because it's over.
Exactly. I think what they were trying. Go ahead, Joe.
Oh no, that's what I was gonna ask you guys. Is like, because it's been forever since I've played, but I've been watching people play, and so like as soon as Halloween's over, like that's it. November 1st, no more pumpkin. No more, like, does that all go away and rot? Or are you able to keep it and it's just
I think you'll still be able to.
pumpkins?
I think you'll still be able to. So the idea is you will still be able to get pumpkins throughout the year. But where you buy the pumpkins is different. Like right now, I think during the month of October, you can buy the pumpkins from Leaf. But once November hits, you can no longer buy them from Leaf. You can only buy them from Timmy and Tommy in Nookington's or Nook's Cranny.
Gotcha.
And that's going to be the difference. But they charge double the price as Leaf does.
Of course.
So that's the difference. Yeah, of course. They're scumbags. They just break us over the coal every chance they get. But I really don't know the need of like having pumpkins any time of the year except for September, October, November, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Halloween is a year-round thing for some people, man.
Okay. I don't know them people. I get it. I understand. But I try to avoid those types of people, okay? They scare me. No, I'm just kidding. No, you're right. There are some people that like that whole type of aesthetic, and that's the feel they go for. But you can still get the stuff. You can still craft it. You can still do all that stuff. And I mean,
maybe they'll bring something along, like, because there's talk. I mean, it keeps in the data mines and stuff of like cooking, isn't there? So maybe they'll have another use.
I think in November. Because in the past, like, I mean, you've played other Animal Crossing games, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the past, like, with when it came to Turkey Day, you know, with Thanksgiving, you basically had to go get the items. Franklin wanted you to create a turkey dinner, or not a turkey dinner, like a dinner. So I think we might be doing that type of cooking.
Turkey dinner.
Yeah. Like he's trying to push you. He's trying to push you to not cook him. I think though the one thing I'll say though, the difference between this holiday anyway, I think they were trying to avoid the curse of Bunny Day 2.0. You know, like when they gave us all those DIYs, or we got the DIYs the way we got them, it was a nightmare. You know what I mean?
It was carnage when it was awful.
So I think they're trying to just create a different system for this one. Now, Thanksgiving, because they said the next update will be later, I'm thinking Thanksgiving is going to be the next update's going to be very close to Thanksgiving. So November 1st, don't start tweeting at Nintendo. It's not going to be there, okay? You have a little bit of time.
I've already scheduled my tweets in. Can't unschedule. They're there.
Dude, this is crazy.
She's ready.
But I think that's what's going to happen. We'll get it like real close to Thanksgiving, which you guys don't have Thanksgiving, correct, in the UK?
No, we don't have it.
Do you have anything similar to it, like a Harvest Day or something like that? Like,
I mean, sometimes at school we'll talk about this harvest festival thing, but in real life, no one really celebrates that. So, no, basically. Nothing till Christmas.
You guys are just missing out. But you guys do celebrate the holiday of Black Friday, right? Like, you guys get in.
Yeah, but I think we just copied you guys, if I'm honest.
I know. They look at America and they go, why are we missing out on all the fun over there? Like, look at this stuff.
It's absolute carnage. I just stay in my house, man. It's crazy.
Listen, Sean, that's right. Canadian Thanksgiving is this weekend. They're copycats. And they just like, we're going to do it a month ahead. And it's not very good. It's not the same. They do it on the weekend. They don't do it in the middle of the week. They don't get football, like American football. You know, they don't get any of that stuff. Sean celebrates the American one because he's like, you guys do it right. He's like, I get it. Like, you take Friday, then Saturday's the big shop. Or Friday, you take Thursday, then Friday's the big shopping day. And then, you know, it's good stuff, man. I just pissed off the whole Canadian. Like, you're just going to see people just leaving, Joe. We're losing our audiences as I speak. I got to stop it.
I don't know if this could be heard, but basically they said, I don't think that could be heard.
We heard something. I don't know exactly what it was. We heard something.
Okay.
Okay. So the thing is, but I look at this and I go, I think ultimately I'm happy with the Halloween update per se. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I just think it's going to be a long gap. So from once Halloween night itself's over, like that to like Thanksgiving is going to feel like a long empty gap.
Yeah.
Where really they should have added something like Brewster in to tide us over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo didn't ask me, so.
I think Brewster's coming in January. I've said
yeah,
that.
I mean,
I've said that
that's
before.
a good shout.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Because there's really nothing. That's where the gap happens between Christmas and Festival. Festival is in February, and that's with that's basically where we get the weird looking peacock that just likes to dance, Pave, and so that's a little weird situation. Pave is just gyrating and stuff, and it's supposed to be like Mardi Gras, is what it really is.
I approve.
it's strange, man.
I am there. I'm there.
For a kid's
See me in
game, it's
February.
weird. This guy is very flamboyant. He's shaking his moneymaker right up in your face, and I'm
Let's
like,
go.
I don't know about that "let's go" stuff. I'm just like, okay then.
February there'll be no Animal Crossing content from Bobby, is what we're saying.
I'm just I mean I will. I like Pave, but it's just it's a thing. It's just a thing. It's not called dancing, Liz. It's called just gyrating them hips and just throwing it up in your face. Just throwing it in your face. That's not the type of dancing I'm into. I'm just,
It's called dancing.
I remember when I was playing. We'll have Jeffrey on too soon at one point. But I have a friend of mine named Jeffrey Mahomey, and he's a content creator on Twitch. And when he was 15 years old, I met him. We were playing City Folk together. We became friends. This was like 15 years ago. We became friends. And I remember one day I come home from work, and he's like, "Bobby, come to my island, or come to my town." We didn't have islands, but come to my town. I'm like, okay. Like, I'm on my way. I just got off work. I'm on my way. And we had the We Speak back then, where you could hear people talking through the speakers, and you could talk through this microphone you set on top of your TV. So
That monstrosity.
I go to his island, or I go to his town, and there's these things floating, like confetti, floating through the air, and this weird music's playing. And Jeffrey is singing the whole time. He's singing what Pave is singing. It's up to like, we sing, we dance, we festival, and all this just weird stuff, right? And he's just, with all his little heart, just singing away. And I remember I was married at the time, and my ex comes in and goes, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "It's not me. It's not me. It's Jeffrey." And she's like, and she's just sitting there, she's whispering to me, which he can hear, because she don't realize that, like, you can still hear stuff if people are whispering. She's like, "That is so adorable. I love it. I love it." He's like, "You're embarrassing me. Please stop." I'm like, "Oh, the singing's not embarrassing you. Her saying you're adorable, that's embarrassing you." Okay, brah. Okay, I got you. But it was the experience. And then I go down to the town hall where he was, and I'm like, "Jeffrey, you shouldn't be playing this game. Like, this is not the day you need to be playing. Like, just shut it down. Shut it down, my dude." And to this day, we always bring it up, and he's just like, the one day, this is so funny. He's in high school. It was like his senior year. And he goes, "How did you meet me?" Like, he does one of these posts on Facebook. "How did you meet me?" And I put Pave. He deletes the comment and messages me privately. He goes, "Don't you dare bring that up." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Dude, you will destroy my credibility in school. Don't you dare bring that up." And I'm like, "Jeffrey, like, it's fine, dude. It's fine." But he got so upset with me. So upset with me.
Kid.
So
Ruined his street cred, man.
Exactly. That's what he was worried about. That's what he was worried about. It was a great. Let's look forward a little bit. Let's look to February, right? We're gonna move away from Animal Crossing for a little bit. Mario World I'm assuming you never played it. 3D World.
Mm-mm.
Are you?
That's bad, isn't it?
No, it's not. Listen, it's not because I don't think you got a Wii U, right? You never had a Wii U.
No, I had a Wii and then I skipped the Wii U.
Okay.
Don't know why.
Which is fair. A lot of people did. That's
A
why.
lot of people.
That's why the thing bombed. It's, you know what I mean? Let's be real. Nintendo didn't know what they were doing with that. Like honestly, that's how I spawned a podcast called "If We Ran Nintendo" because they were doing such bonker things that like I didn't have the courage to shout at them through Twitter. I mean, they still haven't yelled back yet whether we're getting anything with the Pokemon MMO, so I don't know what's going on with that. But so Sean and I did this podcast if we ran Nintendo because Nintendo was just making them grade A mistakes. So we were just like, let's have fun with it. But are you getting it? Like, do you like Mario games?
Yeah, I love Mario games. I got the collection thing the other day. I've only played a little bit actually. I played a bit of Sunshine, which is really good.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got that many games that I need to play. I'm like running out of spare time.
The backlog
So yeah,
is
I'm
real
gonna get it. I'm gonna definitely I might even pre-order it to make sure because I like having the physical copies of the games. I don't like having too many digital ones. So
Yeah.
I'll pre-order it and I'll add it on my list of things to play. But I'm pretty psyched.
That's
Pretty
awesome.
psyched for it.
Joey,
Everyone says it's really good. So
dude, I will say this, and I know I'm in the minority big time on this one. It is my favorite 3D Mario game.
Really?
I loved this game so much. I put so much time into this game. I actually got all the stars, unlocked the hard star world. Like, it was unbelievable for me. I can't speak highly enough about it. And what I love about it, and this is what a lot of people are going to learn, they added multiplayer to it. This becomes my Fall Guys. Like, what people don't realize is when you played multiplayer with that game, when you beat a level, the first person to touch the pole got a crown on the next level. And then you literally run around the level and you can hit each other and knock the crown off and take the crown. And then
that's it. I'm sold. I'm in there.
Dude, it is amazing. Like, I can't even wait to
Is
play
it going to
this.
be online?
Yes.
Do we know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It will be online play. So it'll be fun to play with a lot of people. Hopefully, as Kato would say, hopefully we can play with our friends. We probably can't play with our
Don't
friends.
say that, Bobby.
That's on me. That's Kato. Anytime I
know,
talk about something, she hits me with that. Like,
It's true though.
It
is true.
It is true. It is true.
But yeah, I'm excited, and the way and I like the way that multiplayer worked because if someone fell, they just turned into a bubble, and as long as you popped them, you were back into the game.
Yes.
So I hope that still is in there with the multiplayer online feature.
Yeah.
But I stopped part of the way into the once you like beat the game proper and the other side of the world opens up and whatnot. So I'm really excited to like jump in and try to like do everything.
Yeah. And for those that don't know, this is where Captain Toad came from. You know, that's where this is so Captain Toad was actually in this game. And the funny thing is when you in the Wii U version of Captain Toad, when you beat it, it kind of tells this little story of like what Captain Toad is doing. He's going out and getting all the power-ups from Mario. And then at the end of Captain Toad, it kicks off the beginning of Super Mario 3D World. So it kind of like a tie-in between the two games. Really cool. It's a really cool thing. But I love this game. I think you'll have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And it's got...
especially now it's online. Now I know it's online. I can't wait.
Yeah, it'll be a blast. So I think
it's got that extra DLC.
What's that?
It's got that extra DLC also.
Bowser's
That's
Fury.
new to like the Switch.
Yeah. Did you play any of Mario Maker? Because that has 3D World like type levels. Like that changed the whole mechanic. Joe, did you play 3D World? I mean Mario Maker.
Yeah, I played 1 and 2. Yeah.
And you played with the 3D World added into it.
Not with 3D World added in.
They added.
Did I miss something?
You can build with 3D World, so you can get like Cat Mario power-ups.
Mario Maker 2.
Mario Maker 2, and they have like clear.
I knew the cat power-ups, but I didn't know that you had a.
Well, it did take you into a 3D. It was like a 2D. You could use like the clear pipes and all that stuff. Yeah.
No, yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
You scared me there for a minute. I was like, do I have to drop back in?
Because the Cat Mario stuff,
What have I missed?
exactly.
Yeah.
The Cat Mario stuff was a nice little addition. So it's fun. So to me, that was the cool thing. Like you're playing as Cat Mario. It changes the aesthetics and how, not the aesthetics. It changed the mechanics on the game so much with this cat, because like even when you hit the pole, you can climb up the pole to the top. And it was like, this is perfect.
And then if you stop, it scratches down. And
Yeah.
then when you finish the stage, he goes meow.
Exactly.
It's so adorable.
It's amazing.
If that clip doesn't make it into the intro, the new intro, I'm gonna actually be mad.
What clip? Oh, him
Joe
doing
going-
meow. Well, we're gonna. That's it. There it is.
That's what they did.
That's how we're gonna end. That's how it'll go. Like it'll play the music, and just before I go, what is up, everybody? You're gonna hear meow. Like that's gonna be Joe. Yes.
Oh man, I do it to myself.
Yes. Yes. Here you go. Question for Charlotte. Emily has said, "How was your wedding?"
Yeah, it was really nice, thank you. I mean, it was stressful on the lead up because in the UK we've still got quite a lot of restrictions. So we went from having a wedding with like 100 people to having a wedding with 30 people and my mum and dad doing like a reception thing at their house in the garden. That then got banned. So we had a wedding of 30 people with 30 people in a restaurant, and then the week before it got cut again to only allowing 15 guests.
That's horrible.
So I had to
Oh.
keep uninviting people. But
That's horrible.
we've actually like postponed like the big day to next year. So even though we've still got married and had like a really small day, next year we're gonna kind of have like a big celebration with everyone. But it was really nice. It was good. Like considering all the stress, it was a really nice day.
Yeah. I can't imagine. When I got married, we got married in Disney World. And
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, no, it wasn't. And then so it started out. It was only supposed to be like 18 people, and my ex's mom just kept adding people, and I was like, dude, we can only have 18 people. Like as you add more people, we move up the tier of money, and like it went from like an $18,000 wedding to like $30,000, and I'm like,
Excuse me, stop now.
I don't have this money. So if you want to add people, you're paying for them because I ain't paying for them. I was like, we have the 18, we're locked in, that's it. It was, I mean, we had some cool stuff with it. It was like, got to be in the carriage, all that stuff, and Cinderella's carriage, and like we had a bus pick us up and take us to different like parts of the park, and we had our like private seating area for a fireworks show, and
Oh, that's really nice.
it was the best moment of the marriage, and then it all real quick. It was downhill from there. So hopefully your marriage is better than mine.
I'm sure it will be. I'm confident it will be okay.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Emily asks, now that Nintendo is releasing new reactions, for Animal Crossing, for those who don't know, what would you like to see with that?
Ooh, that's a good question, that, isn't it? I mean, I love the new spooky ones that are coming out, like that we get, I guess, on Halloween night or whatever. I ain't got them yet, but I like those. But I think I would like something like a party one for like Christmas and New Year, like where it does like a cool little like dance.
Yeah.
Something that's like gets my hype across. There's not anything that kind of encapsulates, like shows how hyped I am sometimes.
Yeah.
I need something with more hype.
I'm not going to lie. I would love if they took the Fortnite mode and was like, you can buy
yeah.
these dances. And like literally put dances in there that you could buy. I would be all over it. Seriously. 'Cause-
Hey, we could do a dab like the chap.
Exactly. We could do that, but we good to go. Good Lord. This is crazy.
Buy them all from Tom Nook.
Exactly. What else we got here? We got any other things here? I think that's it.
Whatever happened with that? There was supposed to be microtransactions of some sort,
No,
right?
there wasn't.
Or was
No,
that
there
just
wasn't.
like
You're listening?
hearsay
That was
and-
the YouTube world
okay
making up nonsense.
okay.
That the people that had never played. Here we go, Joe. Here we go. You're gonna raise the blood pressure.
no. I didn't mean to.
I know.
That was a legitimate
No,
question.
it was people.
Yeah.
It was honestly people that never played Animal Crossing before.
Okay.
That they were kind of taking what they were doing with Pocket Camp and assuming it's going to be brought over to this game. And Nintendo didn't do themselves any favor by like saying like free update. Like,
Yeah.
I think it made people set the idea that like, hey, you know, this is
Worst case scenario in their head.
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Trong, yes, Fortnite style dance, not necessarily Fortnite style dances, but like how Fortnite has emotes that you can do, and a lot of games do. A lot of shooter games have these different emotes, and like I would like that. Like if they took, like, dude, the little shuffle that they can do, or the one where you kind of like spin and like go like this, like at the start, like stuff like that. Like make Animal Crossing-esque like dances and stuff like that. I'd be all for it.
You know what I would really like that would probably really get me back into it if there was like a proper music maker, because you can make the town tune, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they just flesh that out completely and like just you have all these instruments you can buy, why not be able to make proper songs with them and have them play throughout, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Exactly.
That would get me back into Animal Crossing. I would just literally make music on Animal Crossing.
Yeah, that would be sick.
It would be kind of cool.
I reckon people would go next level with that as well. Could you imagine?
Oh my god, could you imagine? Like, oh my god. Maggie's saying that it would be nice if we could sing with the villagers. How would you feel about that, Charlotte?
I mean, nobody wants to hear my personal singing, but I'm sure my Animal Crossing Islander could knock some tunes out. I'd like to do more with the villagers full stop. Like, give them a high five, do more, like, stuff with them. Like, they should be able to come to your house again. You know, all this stuff, like, that's, for me, is the one thing that's really lacking is, like, the depth with the characters, like, the villagers.
Yeah.
Could definitely do way more. Like, should go more. Like, too much repeated dialogue and just not a lot going for them. But Nintendo will fix it.
You hope.
I'm sure.
No, they won't. Please stop it. Please stop it. Joe, what? Here's a question, Joe. What's it take for you to get back into Animal Crossing?
Oh, that music player idea. Like, dude, that's all like Mario Paint right there. They can, I feel like they can hash that out.
Yeah.
Make something out of it. Like, oh man, the amount of things that you can do.
So good.
Dude, just expand. Like, it was the same thing when I started to really understand New Leaf, and it was like leading up to when Horizons was coming out. So I didn't spend too much time on New Leaf, but like, there's just certain things where I was like, oh man, I can really flesh out this Metroid theme on here if I just had a few more notes to go off of. So like I had to like fudge around with it, and like it really limits you on what you can do on there. But like if they just had a dedicated mode or something in your house that you can use to like fully make tunes. I mean, for Christ's sakes, you have KK Slider songs on there, like as records. Be able to make your own records and share them with everyone else, and that comes in.
Here's the thing that you would like. Good. You would like the Nintendo items then, because if the Nintendo items come, there's a Metroid that comes that you click it and it actually plays the Metroid theme and it gets all creepy sounding and stuff. It's dope. It's so dope.
Give me that.
Exactly.
Get that in. What you need to do, Joe, is if you tweet them and ask them nicely.
I'm starting today.
It worked so well for you, Charlotte. It worked so well for you. I'm sure they're just chomping at the bit to help Joe. Ryan asks, other than the cafe, what other type of buildings would you like to see placed outside of your island? You know, on your island.
I would just like to see more buildings full stop. So I'd like to see, like, I don't know, whether Leaf gets a shop, whether Gracie comes back and she has like some more, because I've got nothing to spend my bells on anymore. Yeah. So like some more kind of expensive furniture, obviously Brewster. I just like to see more buildings. I think, you know, we've gone from having like the towns and stuff where it was really full, and I get the idea that we've now moved to a desert island and you've got to build it up, but there's just not enough like buildings for me anyway.
I mean, I would almost like, for me, I wouldn't mind if Nintendo was like, hey, you can buy like maybe 2 buildings that are kind of quasi shells, but they're not. So in theory, they look like a shell, but you could go in them and then you could decorate them. You know what I mean? Like they kind of become off. So this way you don't have to make other characters to create other things. So like
that would be good.
For me, I would like to be like, hey, you want to buy this farmhouse? You buy the farmhouse, and then you could go in there and you could actually decorate the farmhouse. Maybe it's just one room. You know what I mean? Like, and you go in there and like maybe you could put like simple panels up that have like chickens and stuff, like little like when you go into a chicken coop. I'd be all for that.
That would be so good.
Yeah, I'd be all for that. Toronto is saying he wants to see Joe and Charlotte in a crunchy race. I would be down for that.
I don't think you want me on that.
I would be appalling, but I think it'd be entertaining. I'll give it a try.
Listen,
I might get banned.
Listen, I got kicked off. I got disqualified. I got DQ'd, and I have not been able to come back since. So Sam has said, like, we'll bring you back one day, and then it was just like crickets after that. Like, okay, Sam.
Maybe you should try tweeting him.
Tweeting doesn't always work. No, I say whatever.
I'll tweet him.
Okay, you tweeted Sam and go, Sam, Bobby needs to go back on Crunchy Island. I don't want to go back on. I was so bad the last time. It's embarrassing. Jason Nadu asks, do you think the Amiibo villagers will come back to the game? Example, Wolf Link. If yes, when? What's your thoughts?
I mean, I would like to see them back, definitely.
Mm.
Maybe, like I said this before, with like the talk of the Nintendo items coming back, or Mario items, whatever, coming back in March. I think it's going to be difficult for Nintendo to keep pushing like updates through the second year, because obviously we've been through the loop of seasons once, so we've kind of experienced everything that's new to the game. So they're going to have to get a little bit more creative on the second year in terms of what they bring. So maybe that'll kind of open the pathway as they start to bring Nintendo items back. We might start then seeing Wolf Link, and then is it Inkwell, that octopus? He was cool.
Inkwell, yeah, Inkwell was awesome. Listen, Ganon was the best for me. Little pig.
Ganon, is that the pig?
That's the
yeah,
pig.
The pig one.
And like literally, like he was.
That's so awesome.
He was amazing, and he was so mean. I loved it. It was like, this is the best. They had Epona as well. And they had Wolf Link. So they had two squirrels that were dressed up like the Squid Sisters. So good, man. So good.
Was it when you put the
when you scanned it?
Amiibo
Yeah.
in?
When you did not Marina and Pearl, two before it. When you scan them in, those ones became like had little squirrels that would come in.
Oh, that's adorable.
So good.
But no Metroid one, right?
No Metroid one. Nope. No love for Metroid. I saw another one. Mike UK said, Bobby, remind us of the interior ceiling items in previous games as data miners found placeholding in an update. To my knowledge, we never had any ceiling items in previous games. Because the insides of the houses didn't necessarily work the way these houses work, we didn't have full spin ability on the house. You could spin so far, but you couldn't go full 360 on them. You did have the biggest update in New Leaf was you could hang lights on the walls and kind of had them kind of high. We kind of had shelving on the walls that were different things, but nothing ever on the ceilings. So I'm thinking maybe if that's the case, if we're going to get maybe ceiling fans, I don't really think that there should be anything on the ceiling, to be honest with you. Kind of, to me, you're not really going to see it, you know? Like,
yeah.
It kind of seems pointless to me, but who knows? You know what I mean? Like, maybe it's something where Nintendo wants to have something hanging in the corner. Like, you know how they have like the wind chimes and stuff? Like maybe they can put stuff up like that.
Yeah.
They kind of hang in the corner down off the ceiling. But it's never been in previous, to my knowledge, and maybe I'm wrong, but to my knowledge, I don't ever remember having anything that hung from the ceiling in previous games.
And the way the camera works too, it almost is like it doesn't cater to ceiling. It's top down.
It's kind of top down.
Isometric view.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
it'd be really hard to see it.
Yeah.
Like.
Jojo saying a storage shed would be cool if it included storage slots. Well, and I've said this before, man. I want something that connects my inside storage to the outside. I want to wait till like if I have like if I'm collecting wood and all that, like just to walk up to this box, throw it in, and then when I go in the house or I come out, it's connected to the storage. You know, if I want to decorate, I don't want to have to go in the house, wait for that to load up, go into my thing, go into my storage, grab my items, and have to leave again. That's the biggest frustrating thing for me. Like, it's just, there's a lot of time wasted in the game, I feel. There's a lot of areas where they could tighten that up a little bit and make it a little bit quicker.
Yeah, definitely. The airport as well, that's another joke.
Akuma is saying, to be honest, all I want is a place to store flowers as I remodel the island. This is such a disconnect for Nintendo, where in previous games, you could actually take the flowers and put them on shelves to decorate. Or you could put the flowers into storage. It does not let us in this game.
No.
I mean, let's be honest. Not only that, I want to do something with my damn DIYs. Like, I got them scattered all over my house.
Yeah, I've got hundreds. And I'm actually going to sell them, I think, because they're getting on my nerves.
Exactly.
Speaking of just Bobby, not to stray too far away, you really need to visit Akuma's Island. I don't know if you've ever.
No, I've never seen it. Was it good?
Yeah, it's wild.
I have to check it out.
Every single house, 8 profiles, all villagers. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. It's ridiculous.
No way. That sounds amazing.
It's ridiculous. Y'all need to visit.
Mama Shimp is saying a scrapbook for DIYs. That would be fantastic. Like,
that is such a good idea.
Yeah. There's another one. Mayberry Soap Company. Deanna is saying the ability to go from one mystery island to another without going home first. That would be awesome. Like, that would be great for villager hunts. You know, like, you wouldn't have to keep going back home and then go back out and all that stuff. You know, so that's a definite. Brittany is saying separate crafting materials inventory and items inventory storage in house. That would be amazing. So if I'm crafting, right, if I'm in my house and I'm crafting, it'd be so nice to just be able to pull stuff right out of storage as you're crafting. Not have to go, have to have them physically in your pockets and then do stuff. That would be unbelievable. The one thing that we talked about when I was on Nook Talk, something we used to always bring up was, if I have all the items to make a flimsy shovel, and then all the items to make a regular shovel, don't make me craft the flimsy and then go back and craft the other one.
Yeah, that is painful. Isn't it?
That is really
just
annoying.
let me craft across the board, man. Like, you know the end result, what I want. Let me do it. Like, this is stupid. So it's weird. Ultimately, I think on some of those things. Exactly, Akuma. If you could drop your dream address, that would be fantastic. It would be awesome. I think about that.
Drop the dream address. Drop the dream address.
Exactly. Ashley Cox is saying we need a Dragon Quest Builders 2 style bag with a with how it locked items as a massive bag. So what they basically had was you had your treasure chests, but then you could get, as time went on, you got a bigger treasure chest, and it linked everything together. You know what I mean? So then everything was in the same. That would be.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're ultimately talking about here. That would be the game saver for everything, in my idea.
Yeah, that would be so good, because then it's just like cuts out all the faff, doesn't it? Because the amount of times I think, I'm going to build this area, I'm going to do this, and then like 5 or 6 times I'm going back to my house because I've forgotten a stack of wood or something like that.
It's almost like catered to real life a little too much at times, and I'm like, oh man, this is like me on a Tuesday right now, just forgetting my keys at home or something like that. How did I lock the apartment? I don't know.
Exactly. Mike saying it's called the Colossal Coffer, so that's what it is. Ryan says, I'd like the megaphone from New Leaf to come back so I could find villagers. It could use the Nook phone as if it isn't mic'd on the Switch. So in New Leaf, there was a megaphone, and you could basically, through your microphone, be like, hey, Bill. And if he was outside, he would answer you and be like, yes. And like, it would because of the word bubbling, it would show you the vicinity that he was. And then you could run up to that area and go talk to him. So That would be good. Like, I would like that a
Yeah.
lot. You know, it'd be a nice way to like find our villagers quicker. You know. Jason Nadu was saying they need a separate storage for clothes to make room for storage items. I agree with that. We definitely need separate storage if we can. You know, and here's the thing. Like, to be fair for Nintendo, if you played New Leaf, this is a massive upgrade from what we got in New Leaf. We're nitpicking now and being spoiled, if you ask me, to some degree. Because, like, we had no storage. We had no pattern slots. We had 12 pattern slots. Nintendo gives us, 40, 50 now? And we're like, that's not enough, Nintendo. We need 80. And it's like...
Honestly, the patterns, though, like, how is that not unlimited? I'm just saying.
No, I know.
I was trying to make a giant windfish when I was making my Link's Awakening island.
Yeah.
And that's when I found out I couldn't fit the amount that I had on the pattern set up.
Yeah.
I was like, but wait. And then if I delete it, it deletes the pattern off the island as well. It doesn't stay on there.
Yeah.
Like, there's just little quality of life things like that. Like, if I deleted off the pattern off my phone, it should still stay on the island until I kick it to erase it, you know? Like,
it would be awesome.
Little things like that go a long way.
The design slots do stink. Like, I look at a guy like Mike UK, who literally, like, he designs unbelievable patterns. Like, if you want patterns done, talk to Mike. This guy, I actually created his own channel in Discord where people could go ask him questions and stuff. It's like Mike's art school or something like that. Like, that's awesome. This guy.
That is so cool.
Crushes it. Like, he makes the most amazing stuff. Like, I went to him and I was like, hey man, I'm creating like the Batcave in my Gotham town. And he was like, here's patterns for you. Boom, 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 boom. He created like these buildings and there's like a Batman there. Then he has like the bat signal on one. Like, so good. Yeah,
that
it's
is
so
cool.
good. So good. Okay. I think that's it. I think that's what we got. So, Charlotte, real quick, before we wrap up, I want you to tell people, where can they find you at?
I'm at YouTube/PokeCrossing, and it's all Animal Crossing. I do daily Animal Crossing videos at the minute, and a bit of Pokemon, and anything else that looks fun, and I'll sprinkle in there every now and again, but mainly Animal Crossings right now.
Joe, why don't you let the people know where they can find you at, sir?
Twitch.tv/JoeAfterWork.
It's amazing.
And here.
Real quickly, before we wrap up, I want to say this. I want to thank you, Charlotte, for making the time to be on here.
Yes.
You have been seriously, like, and Joe can attest to this. We meet people all the time in the community and all that stuff, and it's so rare that you find someone with such a good soul like yourself. Like, you are seriously one of the strongest cheerleaders in the community for people that you know, when you get behind people, it is amazing. And honestly, like, the past few months that I've known you, you've seriously, like, dug in and, like, pushed me and helped me. And I appreciate it so much. And the thing that I would say is, for people that are not following Charlotte, if you're not subscribed to her channel, please, just now, take a chance, take a moment, just go over, please subscribe to her channel. Like, you are not going to regret it at all. I would love to see Charlotte hit 1,000 subs soon here. Like, she is, if anybody deserves it, she deserves it. I look at myself and I look at the content that I create and I go, I work a full-time job and I bang out videos as much as I can. This woman works a full-time job and literally, you know, found time to plan a wedding, get married, and still create content every single day. And the only reason she took off was literally for her wedding. And, like, I commend you wholeheartedly and tip my hat to you because you are single-handedly one of the hardest working content creators that I know. And
Thanks.
And that's above me. Like, seriously. Like, a lot of people will come to me all the time like, I don't know how you create the content. And I look at you and I go, I don't know how the hell she's creating the content she's creating. You seriously are amazing. And I love you to pieces. And I would be remiss if I didn't say that, you know, thank you for not just being, you know, on the same level in terms of, like, content creating and all that, but, like, thank you for being a friend. And like,
Oh,
I went
thank
through,
you.
for me personally, I went through a serious struggle a few months ago, and you and Holly and Kato and all you guys just really were helpful in all that mentally where I was, and very supportive of me. And that is something that I cannot do without in all this. And, you know, I appreciate you wholeheartedly. So thank you for that.
Thank you, and thanks to you guys. You know, when you guys like when I first came on Breaking Bells, I think I had like 300 subs or like 350 subs, and you guys, boom, got me over like I think it got me to like 600 in like 2 weeks or something. I was like, what the heck? And now I'm at like 750, and I'm like, actually cannot believe I'm on my way to getting like 1,000 subs now. Like my mind is blown. When I started this in lockdown, I thought no one's gonna watch me, and now I've made like a whole group of friends. I've actually got a channel that people watch, and I'm just like blown.
Amazing.
My mind's blown,
It's amazing.
but I love it.
So congratulations on the wedding. Congratulations on the channel.
Thanks.
We love you to death. That is all. Peace out, Preston.